Imagine standing in a grocery aisle in Ontario, staring at prices that used to be normal last year, but are now literally shocking to the point where people put items back and walk out with 2 bags instead of a full cart. You won't believe how bad food affordability is about to get in certain Ontario cities as the 2026 economic shock hits. I'm going to show you which cities will struggle the most, and number 1 will absolutely stun you. So before we dive in, subscribe, because you need to see which city tops this list. Number 10, Windsor. Windsor is a huge city right across from Detroit, famous for auto plants and long factory shifts. But the paradox is intense. It looks like a strong middle-class hub, yet more and more families are quietly cutting back on groceries to survive inflated basics. Population about 244,000, area 56 square miles, people per square mile about 4,300, estimate. Windsor is one of the warmest large cities in Ontario, but that also means long drought-like spells and irregular growing seasons. Summers hit heatwave levels. Winters can be unpredictable. Bitter cold one week, then rain, then deep freeze ice. That volatility translates to unstable local produce supply. Windsor is extremely auto-dependent. When auto contracts slow or a strike hits, everything collapses temporarily. Inflation plus high borrowing costs make vehicle sales volatile, and spin-off industries feel the pain. Layoffs in auto ripple directly into less grocery spending. Rents have spiked aggressively. Groceries imported across the border have become more expensive. Car insurance averages higher than most Ontario cities. Utilities, especially heat, hit lower-income earners the most. Border city nightlife, waterfront parks, Windsor is fun to visit and culturally rich. Windsor is vibrant, but most visitors don't see how fragile basic affordability is until they try living here.
Number 9. London. London, Ontario looks like a cushy university hospital town, but it's becoming one of the most economically polarized mid-sized cities in the province. Population about 438,000, area 163 square miles, people per square mile 2,680 per square mile estimate. London is a snowbelt zone. Those Lakes Huron snow squalls are brutal. Winters feel like someone dumped 3 states' worth of snow on this one city. Transportation gets disrupted. Trucking delays equal food cost pressure. It's healthcare, education, a bit of insurance and service sector. But here's the problem. Growth is in low-wage sectors. A lot of jobs are retail, call center style, hospitality, jobs that do not keep up with inflation. University seasonal cycles create spikes in temporary rentals and seasonal price distortions. Rent inflation is vicious. Groceries in high student zones are borderline outrageous now. London's transit system is too limited for a city this size, meaning car dependency, meaning fuel, meaning more pressure on household budgets. Trails, conservation areas, nightlife. London is stunning for students and young professionals for short bursts. London looks calm and safe, but for permanent residents trying to feed a family, the numbers are getting ugly very fast. Number 8. Hamilton. Hamilton is the classic Ontario contradiction, a postcard of waterfalls and escarpment cliffs sitting on top of a gritty industrial past that now clashes with a brutal affordability crisis. Population about 855,000, area 437 square miles, people per square mile 1,950 estimate. Hamilton has humid, muggy summers that feel like a pressure cooker. Winters whip moisture from Lake Ontario and spray the lower city with ice storms, slush, and salt. These extremes damage roads and cause transport delays, and delayed shipments increase grocery prices. The steel era is mostly gone, replaced by healthcare, tech startups, and a huge service sector. But too many new jobs are low-wage, coffee shop, retail, gig work. This drags the median income down while grocery inflation keeps rising. Many residents literally spend half their income on housing plus food alone. Housing costs are the real killer in Hamilton. Homes 15 years ago that were $350K are now in the $1 million neighborhood in some zones. Transit is improving but still unreliable for many neighborhoods, forcing people to rely on car ownership, gasoline, and maintenance, more pressure on a shrinking grocery budget. The Bruce Trail, waterfalls, waterfront, Hamilton is gorgeous for tourists, photographers, and hikers. Hamilton is beautiful, but the average family is being financially squeezed to the point where healthy food is starting to feel like a luxury.
Number 7. St. Catharines, Niagara. St. Catharines lives inside one of the most romantic regions in Canada, Niagara. Yet beneath Instagram and tourist hotels, many everyday families are quietly struggling just to buy regular groceries. Population, around 148,000. Area, 43 square miles. People per square mile, around 3,440. Niagara region has a mild climate, but extreme humidity spikes mold risk, damages stored food, and raises refrigeration costs. And intense lake-effect snow still hits certain winters, making trucking unpredictable. The economy is extremely tourism-dependent: weddings, attractions, seasonal hospitality shifts. Seasonal economies always mean seasonal income, and that makes grocery affordability unstable. People earn well in summer, then tighten up in winter. Groceries in Niagara feel more expensive than the GTA sometimes because there's less competition. Gas and car usage are required in most suburban pockets. Rent has shot up because Torontonians have been moving in and pushing up home values. Median incomes have not caught up. Beaches, sunsets, hiking, this region feels like a European village on the right day. Niagara's beauty attracts tourists to spend money, but residents often end up rationing that same money when winter hits and supermarket prices spike. Number 6. Kingston. Kingston sits between Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa. It looks like a strategic, powerful midpoint city. But behind that charming stone architecture and waterfront patios, Kingston is quietly becoming one of the toughest mid-sized cities for food affordability heading into 2026. Population around 145,000. Area 175 square miles. People per square mile 828. Kingston gets unpredictable storm systems off Lake Ontario. One week warm, next week deep freeze. The wind chills are brutal. Unstable weather means unstable produce truck delivery, and that means spiked food prices after every storm that disrupts the 401. A lot of the economy is government, corrections, military, Queen's University, and service. Middle wage jobs are there, but once you subtract car costs, housing, and debt payments, there's not much left. People are literally trading down, buying cheaper cuts of meat, smaller sizes, frozen instead of fresh. Kingston rents have become insane because student rentals push up prices. Grocery stores know that students plus government workers equals consistent demand. That combination keeps prices stubbornly high. And the 401 corridor isn't cheap for trucking. Fuel costs get passed to the consumer. Kingston is historic, walkable, and gorgeous. The waterfront is unmatched for a weekend escape. Tourists see beauty. Residents seek grocery receipt shock.
Number 5. Sudbury. Sudbury is the iconic northern mining capital. Rock, lakes, smokestacks, and big trucks. But its remoteness has become a major cost trap. Once food inflation spikes in 2026, Sudbury's distance from major supply zones will turn into a grocery affordability nightmare. Population, 172,000. Area, 1,246 square miles. People per square mile, 138 estimate. Sudbury winters feel like full Siberia. Snow piles up, highways get dangerous, and supply trucks crawl slowly. If one serious storm shuts down, deliveries delay. Prices jump instantly. Mining runs this city. Mining pays well, but it's cyclical. A slow quarter, layoffs. A commodity drop, hiring freezes. When this happens, many households go from good incomes to dangerous vulnerability fast. Groceries are already noticeably higher than southern Ontario. Shipping distance equals more expensive. Heating is brutal. Hydro demand in winter is insane. Gas prices frequently spike because the entire north gets hit harder on distribution. Sudbury is outdoors heaven. Lakes, trails, hunting, camping, wild beauty is everywhere. Sudbury's nature is priceless, but feeding a family during a price surge becomes painful here. Number 4. Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay is one of the most isolated medium-sized cities in Ontario, a gorgeous port on Lake Superior, but brutally far from the southern supply chain most Ontarians depend on. This physical isolation is exactly why it will be one of the hardest hit by food affordability in 2026. Population 113,000. Area 172 square miles. People per square mile 657 estimate. This is Canada's snow and ice machine. Lake effect blizzards, deep freezes, and highway closures are normal here. When Highway 17 gets shut down, even for 12 hours, it triggers price spikes. There is no backup Toronto-style network. One highway matters. If that highway freezes, everything stops. Transportation, healthcare, government, forestry, small business, and a bit of tourism. But incomes outside government work are modest. Inflation on basic staples, bread, milk, eggs, hits hard when incomes are flat. Everything costs more here because everything must travel farther to arrive here. Groceries, fuel, heating all have distance premiums. Hydro is higher. Car dependency is brutal. Most neighborhoods require driving. Stunning lakes, epic nature, fishing culture, friendly people, Thunder Bay has heart. Thunder Bay is peaceful, but the minute food prices go higher, the city's distance becomes a dangerous weakness.
Number 3. Brantford. Brantford was once one of the cheapest places within reach of the GTA, but that era is mostly over. Toronto pressure has pushed buyers outward for 10+ years, and Brantford is now squeezed with higher mortgages, higher rents, and lower wage jobs. Population 111,000, area 27 square miles, people per square mile 4,110, estimate. Brantford gets harsh winters with messy transitions, mild day followed by ice storm, then deep freeze. Cold snaps increase heating costs, and storm delays along the 403 corridor disrupt supply timing. It's mainly light manufacturing, retail, distribution, and service sector. These are not high-paying industries during inflation cycles. A lot of young families live here, with high debt, car loans, student loans, and shrinking disposable income. Brantford used to be cheap. Now rents and mortgage payments are shockingly similar to mid-level GTA markets. Meanwhile, major grocery chains know Brantford's commuters have nowhere cheaper to go, so price competition is weak. Brantford is close to trails, rivers, Six Nations cultural proximity, and houses on larger lots still exist. Brantford's affordability advantage is gone, and groceries will be the next thing to feel impossible. Number 2. Oshawa. Oshawa is the classic blue-collar city evolving into a commuter city, and that shift is the exact reason it will be one of the most food-stressed places in 2026, because the jobs here don't keep pace with the bills here. Population 190,000, area 41 square miles, people per square mile 4,630, estimate. Oshawa's winters punch hard. Lake Ontario humidity plus sudden cold snaps equals icy roads, ice storms, and expensive heating cycles. When the 401 gets jammed or shut down, even a few hours, it disrupts truck flow, which spikes perishable product prices at large chains. Auto manufacturing anchored this region for decades, but post-pandemic, Oshawa is a commuter hub for Toronto, meaning tens of thousands depend on Toronto wages, but not GTA wage levels. A ton of jobs here are retail, logistics, call centers, and service, not enough high-income buffer to survive extreme grocery inflation. Housing is not cheap suburb anymore. Rents and mortgages have appreciated massively. Groceries in Durham region already feel close to GTA pricing. Car dependency plus 401 congestion means monthly gasoline drains. That strips away the leftover money for food variety. Close to Toronto, beaches, parks, nightlife, more affordable than Toronto on paper. Oshawa is the classic example of the working class caught between two worlds, and food affordability breaks next.
Number 1. Peterborough. Peterborough is beautiful, cottage country adjacent, and marketed like a peaceful retirement paradise. But behind that calm lake town brand lies one of the most strained food affordability situations in all of Ontario. Population 91,000, area 28 square miles, people per square mile
estimate $32.50. Peterborough winters are cold and long, with lake effect moments and constant thaw-freeze cycles. When highways freeze between here and Durham region, deliveries get delayed. Delays equal instant price hikes in smaller markets. There are not enough high-paying sectors here. Most jobs are service, tourism, healthcare, education, small business, and retirement supporting industries. Good for lifestyle, bad for inflation resilience. Medium household incomes simply won't be able to absorb 2026 level food inflation without downgrading quality and quantity. Groceries are already notably expensive here compared to income. Many residents shop in major chain stores, and those chains dominate the area. Without competition, prices stay high. Food deserts in some outer suburbs are forming. Families have to drive farther for basics. Stunning river system, Trent University vibe, farmers markets, boating. It is a gorgeous place to relax. Peterborough is peaceful and scenic, but financially it is the perfect storm for a grocery crisis when inflation spikes. When you look across these 10 cities, there's a pattern. The places that look peaceful, beautiful, or affordable suburb on the outside are the exact same places where wages are flat, rents are up, debt is high, and the next spike in transportation costs or winter storms instantly translates into more expensive food. Ontario is entering a moment where feeding a family will become a strategic monthly decision, not a casual routine. This is the new reality in 2026. Which one surprised you most? Comment below.
And before you click off, do not forget to like this video, share it, and make sure you subscribe, because the next video will expose the exact Ontario regions where the middle class is quietly collapsing, and you do not want to miss that.